Have you ever been in a situation where before you met someone, you were flourishing, like you were doing well, like you had energy, you were glowing, yani ulikuwa unapendeza, for lack of a better word, and then you meet a person and it's like you just lose life. And it's not that you lose life all at once, but it's draining slowly by slowly by slowly, as if somebody just punctured a small hole in a balloon and it's releasing air without you knowing. This is what being in an abusive relationship does to you. So last week in episode 1, we unmasked the good husband who is perfect outside, who does, like, he's very helpful. He helps other people out there. He could be a volunteer in church. He's volunteering here and there in the community. He's trying, and very, very unkind to you as the woman or as the wife who lives with him. And other people cannot believe you when you say that your husband or your partner is like that to you, because the picture that he portrays outside is exactly the opposite of what he does inside the house. We also spoke a bit about gaslighting, about how he terms you sensitive, or he turns the table whenever you try to have conversations where you want to hold him accountable of things that he's done or he has said, and he says things that make you doubt your own sanity and doubt your own reality. And so today we're going to look at just small signs that the person that you're living with is abusive. Now, I just want to put it out there that this is a very difficult conversation to have. It's not an exciting thing to discuss. It's very heavy, but by the grace of God and by His power, we are going to go through this. Now, one sign that the person that you're with is actually narcissistic is control. And I know that in the beginning, control is control. And I know that in the beginning, control looks like love. It looks like concern. It looks like they care. And so when they at first say to you, you cannot do this or you cannot do that, and you, out of respect, then you listen, or you toe the line, for lack of a better word. It's until this control becomes unbearing where you realize you're not able to do anything without the express permission of this person. Now, I think at this point, it's important to ask yourself a question. You've lived your life, because you're meeting this person as an adult, of course. And so you've lived all your life and you have not supposedly gotten into any problem per se. Now, why does this person feel like they have to control you? Because you're going to mess up or something is going to go wrong. And how they hide this control sometimes, it hides behind, I love you, I care for you, and that's why I'm trying to help you, And at first, it makes sense, because you are in a relationship with this person, you're married to this person, and of course you want to submit, you want to listen, you want to work hand in hand. But then you notice that this control is actually overbearing. It is literally everything. They want to control who you talk to, they want to control who you have a relationship with in terms of friends, in terms of family. They want to control how you spend money. They want to control every aspect of your life. This is not normal, because a marriage is two people coming together who are adults and of sound mind. If any of you have ever done a marriage in court, please let me know, because I think that some of the terms and the conditions in the documents there is that they ask, are you an adult? meaning over 18 years old, and are you of sound mind? And so you realize that you got into this relationship and you're an adult, but somebody wants to treat you as if you're a child, as if you didn't manage all these years before meeting them and you did not get into those so-called accidents that they claim. So control is one way to know that the person you're dealing with is abusive. The second thing that they do is isolation. Wow. These people, narcissists, and I know you've heard this word being thrown around a lot, and not everybody is narcissist, but some people who are abusive in their relationships actually display narcissistic tendencies. Tell me why, as an adult, a grown man, you get into a relationship with a lady, and you were the one who chose that lady, by the way. You chose that lady, you courted her, you invited her, and you asked her to come and share your life with her. Tell me why all of a sudden you start cutting off her friends, one after the other. And you'll be told that, oh, you can be friends with so-and-so because they're single. This is some of the things they say. Now you're married, eh? So you cannot be friends with so-and-so. Number two, you can be friends with so-and-so because they're divorced. These are some of the stigmas that they use to cut off your friends. Number three, you cannot be friends with so-and-so because their lifestyle does not align with us. We are now different. We are moving in a different direction. Before you know it, they've isolated you from your own family. Your own family that you grew up with. You cannot call or visit your brothers and your sisters and your parents freely. This person makes it seem like you need, again, their permission before you speak to your family. And the main reason why narcissists isolate people, I'm here to tell you today, is so that when you have a problem, that moment it hits you, that moment the Spirit of God comes to you and lets you know, like, hey, wake up, there's something off in this relationship. When you look around you, you do not have even one person that you can speak to because they have taken you away from each and every person. They do that so that they can deal with you. And how they deal with you is not necessarily by blows. How they deal with you is mental. They beat you mentally. They frustrate you. They make you doubt reality. They make you feel like you are useless. They make you feel like you can't amount to anything. And sometimes it takes you going back within yourself. Sometimes, and this is very, very difficult, it takes you going back within yourself and actually trying to retrace your steps. You have to remember things that you have done to try and, lift yourself up. You have to remember how you managed to go through school, how you were so likable, you were the life of the party, you had life inside of you, how you've done businesses, even though they failed or they didn't fail, but you tried that. You have to remember how you performed well at work. Narcissists can make you feel that you are the worst failure in life. And when they come with that isolation rubbish, they ensure that when you wake up, when your spirit is awakened, that there's something off here. You look around and there's nobody to speak to. And so you have to be careful. You do not have to lose yourself as a woman going into marriage. You do not have to lose yourself. You do not have to shed your friends. You don't have to shed your family. In fact, the Bible says that two is better than one. Like, you cannot survive by yourself. You cannot stand alone as a tree. go into marriage, but maintain relationships with your family, maintain relationships with your friends, maintain a community in church, maintain a community in any maintain a community in any organization that you have. This helps to keep you rooted. And when you need help, you find it easier to speak to one of these people who are around you. Now, let's get into some statistics. Another sign that you might miss out is intense criticism. Now, you're living with, of course, another individual, and there's some things that you might want to do, and you get feedback about those things, and this is pretty normal. But if you find that you are with a person who criticizes each and everything you do, they don't like how you dress, they don't like how you look, they don't like how you wear your hair, they don't like how you do your nails, they don't like your perfume, they don't like your friends, they don't like your family, they don't like your job. In fact, your job is taking you away from the house. You need to quit that job. They don't like how you mother your children. They don't like how you talk. They don't like any business idea that you come up with. They don't like that you want to go back to school. People, is that normal? That is not normal. Any person who uses their tongue to put you down at every opportunity they get, you have to be careful about that person. Because especially in the context of being a partner or being in a marriage, this is not normal. Because remember, the context that you guys are together on is that they actually like you. Marriage starts on, hey, hi, I like you too. Would you like to have a coffee? Yes. I like what you're wearing. I like what you're wearing too. At what point does that change to, I don't like how you dress. I don't like how you wear your hair. I don't like how you talk. I don't like so and so. I don't like. That's not normal. And before you know it, they start insulting you. A very common one that these narcissistic partners like to use against women is after a woman has had children, these partners are very quick to tell you how you've gained weight, how fat you look, how ugly you look, and they make it seem as if you went and had that baby all by yourself, as if you have not literally extended their lineage and given them a name. A partner who loves you will never, never disrespect you or insult you on the basis of your body. Now, what are some of the statistics on this? Statistics Canada says specific emotional controlling behaviors, including being put down, prevented from talking to others, told that you're crazy, you're stupid, you're fat, you're not good enough, or being constantly monitored, which I'm going to speak about, were among the most common types of intimate partner abuse reported. It's not easy in itself. If I was to take childbirth, it's not easy to have a baby. I don't know about you, but for me, pregnancies are difficult. It's one of the most difficult periods in my life. And I'm sick from day one until day whenever I give birth, literally. And then after you give birth, it's not like it's all smooth sailing after that. You have to, your body now needs to readjust into taking care of this human being who cannot function at all without you. During this very vulnerable time, you need the help of your partner. You need support of your partner. And it's difficult to go through pregnancy and to go through childbirth and to go through raising children. And all your partner is doing as you do this is insult you. This body changes naturally to accommodate the baby, to accommodate the human being that you're nurturing. And I know that men have a type. Some men, they have a type and they want their women to look like this. Then I think it's safe to say that then don't get the women pregnant, because with pregnancy comes changes, and it is unfair for you to constantly put your woman down. Comments such as you're too fat, your tummy is too fat, your tummy is too big, or you need to lose weight, or you look like you've had I don't know how many children. It's no wonder right now we have the Ozempic pandemic, we have Munjaro pandemic, we have BBL pandemic, and it's because men have over the years frustrated women so much on the basis of how they look, and women have become so insecure that they're taking very drastic measures to ensure that they fit into that mold that men have created. If you love your partner as a man, it is important that you nurture and care for your woman. And I'm going to read a verse right now about how God says you should deal with your wife. Bear with me as I find it here. It says in Colossians 3:19, it says, husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh or bitter or resentful towards them. I just love how the Bible is, because the Bible literally addresses each and everything. If you see that the Bible specifically speaks about how you should treat your wife, it tells you that it is very easy as a husband to just go on the other side. You shouldn't be resentful. You shouldn't be harsh with your wife, right? Another sign that we might miss is, okay, so we've spoken about isolation, we've spoken about control. Let's speak about monitoring. Hey, these partners are too much. You're a grown adult, but they want to make it seem like you cannot take care of yourself out there. Let's take an example of driving, right? You cannot drive. Thank you. Anybody in the comments, especially the ones at the back, raise up your hand if you've ever tried to learn driving with your husband. And I want you to write it in the comments below. How was that experience of learning driving with your husband? And then I want also you to let me know in the comments if you did actually get to learn driving with your husband, or you learned it with someone else. Partners want to monitor each and everything you do, even if you just go like 20 kilometers per hour in a space of 25 kilometers, in an area of 25 kilometers per hour, they will insult you on that. They will criticize you on that. If you leave the house to go and do your nails, where are you? You didn't tell me. Why are you taking too long? Da 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 da. If you went to church, you finished church, or you went to a party. Let's not even use church. Let's use even a party. You've gone to a party. You spoke to your friends for a little while. I thought you said you're coming at 4. It is 4:03. Where are you? If you went to work, even before, if your time is 5 p.m., even before you reach home at 5:30, they're calling. It's 5:45. Where are you? My people. At what point do you realize that this person is a grown adult? This person they're of sound mind. I'm talking to women who are of sound mind here. I'm assuming you're okay here. Your HQ is fine. At what point do you realize, oh, husband, that the person you're dealing with is a grown adult? And if they're running late, it's because one thing or the other. And you could wait actually to have that conversation without you checking. And then there's something that has even become another pandemic in today's world. It's called a car tracker. Let them make the mistake of buying you the car. Let you, woman, make a mistake of being bought for a car. They'll put the tracker inside the car. Before you know, message in the WhatsApp, I thought you said you are going to church. Why are you in point B? FYI, point B is probably 5 minutes from church. You finished your sermon and you decided with your girls, let's go and have coffee here to discuss something. This is not how marriage is supposed to be. You did not marry a child, Mr. Husband. You married a fully functional, grown woman. Allow her space. Allow her space to grow, to talk to other people, to interact. It is not only you who can talk to her. You have to allow your woman space. This monitoring and making it seem like everything must revolve around you, that is a very serious sign of abuse, and it has to stop. It has to stop. You cannot take a person, a grown person, a grown woman, and put them in the house, and the only part missing is that you didn't put a lock and a key at the door, but literally you put a lock and the key mentally, and you have locked her mentally. In your head, this grown woman who is in her 20s, in her 30s, in her 40s, cannot drive without you there. That woman cannot go on vacation without you there because, oh, you need to be the one to monitor her, to check her, to correct her, to put her within her limits. She cannot go out with her friends. You need to be there. She cannot even go and do her nails. I don't know if you've noticed, if they come to the place where they do the nails, they'll even start looking at the nail guy badly. They'll start intimidating the person who's doing your nail technician. They'll even start intimidating your nail technician. This has to stop. This is another sign that you, Mr. Husband, you are abusive. And it's possible that you could also be narcissistic. You know, CDC says about 61 million women in the United States have experienced psychological aggression by an intimate partner. When you put that into context, that's roughly around 18% of the population, 18% of the population, roughly 1 out of 5 women. And you ask yourself, I mean, why do we normalize this thing? Why do we normalize this thing? And one thing I've noticed about these kind of partners, allow me to digress a bit, is that they peak. I am fully convinced that narcissistic men or abusive men literally pick. They choose their victim. They choose wisely, because I'm yet to see a narcissistic man and a narcissistic woman together. I'm yet to see that combination. So I'm of the mind that they actually pick their victims. And then they don't pick just any person. They pick strong, beautiful, accomplished women. I can almost say that these abusive men, they pick this kind of women to stop them from fully achieving their potential and from fully becoming what they need to become. It is almost as if they stop you from achieving your destiny. And that is why you notice in today's world, because of everybody that is, all the information, because we live in a social media era, we live in an information and tech era, and so many people are speaking about their experiences. It's not like how it was back in the day where people used to hide and feel ashamed and embarrassed. And you notice something with the younger generation. They're almost like, no, I don't want to do marriage anymore, because if this is married, then there's no point. Because it's almost as if marriage is now being used as a tool to calm you down, to stop you from achieving your destiny. That is not how God intended marriage to be. He had a joke in Kiswahili, and it says, pendeza uolewe, olewa upauke. Loosely, it means look beautiful so you can get married so that you can rust and you can pauka, like rust and like lose yourself and lose that charm. Yani parara. Yani I don't even know. Please help me in the comments, somebody, what it means kupauka. Yani uishe, you know, that is not how marriage is supposed to be. And it's unfortunate that men in today's culture in marriage are actually the ones who are pushing these things. We do have a percentage of men who are actually in relationships with narcissistic women, but narcissistic men against females, the number is top of the number is too much. Let me get another statistic here. Bear with me as I get it. WHO reports saying that psychological abuse and gender-based violence are globally prevalent forms of intimate partner violence, and they are frequently underreported due to stigma and cultural norms. You know, for the longest time, the form of violence that we knew in intimate relationships was gender-based violence, but mostly it was physical violence. It was when men could beat women, and I don't even want to go into that. I think I might do an episode on that. The numbers are bad. The numbers are bad. We also have the problem of femicide, and I've done an episode on femicide in Kenya, and we'll link it in the description here. And the numbers. Oh my goodness! At what point did I lose it? I don't even know at what point did I lose it. Anyway. This has been Wellness by JF Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to link the rest of the signs in the description box because I don't want to make this video like really, really long. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to always push through that. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Great. So last week we spoke about unmasking the mask. We spoke about by JF podcast. Okay. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna link some of the other signs that you might miss in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe as always. This has been Wellness by JF Podcast, and share and let me know in the comments what you think. You never know who could be suffering in silence. And I recently had a joke in Kiswahili, and I'll try and put subtitles for it in English, and it says pendeza uolewe, and then wait, it says okay, it says I recently hello. Hello, hello, hello. Great. So last week we spoke about unmasking the mask. We spoke about this has been Wellness by JF Podcast. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for listening in. Thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Like, share, subscribe. It really helps the channel to have you on board. If you're going through this, it's not too late. It's never too late. This has been one